with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up. Ready? Yellow lady. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. A pickup of 24, and that's where the play began, the 24-yard line.
Ready? 95-56. 5-1.
On first down, Breeze. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Looking to go back to Thomas again. That'll bring up second down.
Right here. 41 Mike.
Breeze now. He's got a man open. It's Cameron Meredith. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
An ex-teammate used to...
Entering settings screen, you have 18 options. Menu narration option is set to off is selected. Tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew.
right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. From the gun, it's Breeze. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Bernardrick McKinney, the linebacker, picks it. And he'll bring it all the way back, just a yard or 2 shy of midfield. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas. No doubt a very disappointing end to what was a pretty strong opening drive.
They had 3 points in their back pocket. It was there for them. If you don't like what you see, just throw it away. Make sure you get those points on the board. Don't get too greedy. He forced it there. You saw the end result.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Alert! 47's the mark, boy, 47.
On 2nd and 9, Watson. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. A give. This is Kamara. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Come get some. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. He don't want it.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. We're scoreless after 1. Ready for the 2nd quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. Ready for the 2nd quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. They're facing a tough spot, 3rd and 8 here to start things out. Breeze now to throw. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a 1st down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th. So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. They do go for it. It's Breeze. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Cameron Meredith, 51 yards. And the Saints are able to cash in for 6. That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, and there's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to them.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. And now out comes Houston. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. Now a pass, and it's complete to QT. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent game, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating? The guys who just gave up that play.
Man out, man out, man out, man out. 1985. Hey, check Mike 47, check Mike 47. I got him. Watch twist. Watch forward.
Watson going to pull back the handoff and keep it himself. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Demario Davis coming in for the sack that time. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and and he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA, with a sack. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Watson now to throw. He's going to float this over the middle, deep, into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams. Well, they were obviously backed up. Had a little bit of space from the goal line, snapping it from the 3, but still trying to throw it. And
yeah, exactly. This is where hindsight is 20/20 comes into play, right? Seems like a good idea to throw the ball there. Maybe you'll surprise them and catch them off guard. Instead, you've created a turnover and put your defense in a bad spot.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Kamara trying the right side and tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Earlier this half, you were wondering how the defense was going to handle him defensively. Were they going to bottle him up at different levels, so to speak, is what you said. What have you seen so far?
Well, I think they've been absolutely terrific because it feels like on every play, if we were watching this in the film room, when he clicked off the film or stopped it, you would see 11 shirts of that same color right there in the frame trying to tackle him. That's what you're looking for.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Zach Cunningham rolling in to get the sack. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you. And you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Shotgun now for Breeze. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2, and he will take it out to the 25-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right?
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. Watson going to pull back the handoff and keep it himself. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. And they will elect to decline the penalty.
Everything turned out the way they wanted it to. No sense in even having to take that one, hence the decline.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. A shotgun snap for Watson. Going deep for Hopkins. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they're the recipient of a nice gift here late in the half with a real chance to put points on the board.
And it's been a difficult half for them in terms of putting points on the board. So here with this gift, with this opportunity, they've got to find a way to cash it in.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
Back to the air on second down. It's Breeze. He'll buy some time right. And an incomplete pass. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. To throw is Breeze. Looking long for Thomas. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone. Blanketed coverage by Houston. Makes it 4th down. And this one is right down the middle. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Out comes a Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Ready? Single receiver, single receiver.
Here's Watson. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans.
Mike's 47. Mike's 47.
3rd and long. It's Watson. Going deep for Hopkins. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Good coverage that time by Patrick Robinson. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive.
At their own 23-yard line.
15 seconds, all that remains for this first half as they come up 1st and 10. Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Breeze rolling to his left. And he will go down inside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Second half begins with a run from Miller, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
I'm coming after you. Delta. 47 is the mic. 47 is the mic.
On 2nd and 7, Watson under pressure now. Watson, and down he goes. Demario Davis able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. Here's Watson throwing on 3rd and long. Going deep for Hopkins, and that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And his guys are going to have a 1st and goal down at the 3-yard line. A very short field to work with now. 1st and goal after the great punt return. Now Kamara. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Saints add on to their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Oh, design run for their wideout. I don't think anyone in the building fooled right there, as that one is going to blow up in their faces. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set them back for 2nd down.
We want this.
Now on 2nd and 16, Watson dancing to his left. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Marcus Davenport picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another.
And Watson's going to go down in the end zone. It's a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
53.
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. Out to the flat, that's complete to his running back. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and it'll make it second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to...
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Whitney Merciless barreling in for the sack.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. Off and left.
And he's going to go down again. Jadeveon Clowney able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
It's just me and you.
So here we go on 4th down with Breeze. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And this is going to be incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. To throw is Watson. Fuller brings it in over the middle. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. A shotgun handoff now to Miller. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. Completion left side to Miller. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Throwing again on second down. Watson to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th. Here we go on 4th. Watson, and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by a former first-round pick, Patrick Robinson. And they'll have the football, but deep in their own territory as he's brought down at the 5.
Ready? 5-8, 5-8. 41, come on. Here we go.
So after the INT, it's Breeze. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. And the pressure gets to Breeze as he's taken down. Whitney Merciless, showing no mercy, flies in for the sack.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. Now Breeze finding Kamara.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
To throw again on second down. Breeze, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Jadeveon Clowney getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. On 3rd and long, it's Breeze. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. Six-yard return after a punt of 48. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Give the sack to David Onyemata, the product of Nigeria by way of Canada. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Let's go, team. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They will indeed snap it to Watson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it would appear that the Saints are going to win this football game. Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. On 3rd down, here's Kamara. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. So this one a victory here for New Orleans, and they did it in shutout fashion. Impressive.
Would it be too bland of a statement to say they didn't have the greatest day offensively? I mean,
did enough, though. Did enough, but yeah, you're right.
Most games, it wouldn't have been enough. So they've got to go into the locker room and applaud their defensive mates and say, guys, you really carried us today. We'll try and get you back next time. But as for today, you guys are nails out there.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. So long from Houston.